And welcome everybody back to the channel. This is your boy Fly Island Guy, and we are in the CRJ today, and we are in St. Vincent and the Grenadines in the Caribbean, specifically on St. Vincent Island. So I don't know if any of you have been following the news, but right now the island of St. Vincent is going through a lot. There's currently an active volcano on the island, and a lot of people have been evacuated, and it's just not good right now. So please, everybody, throw your prayers up for St. Vincent. Hopefully everything will work out all right. In the meantime, I have decided to fly out from St. Vincent today, just to show some solidarity. We're going to be heading over to San Juan International, so this is going to be another video for the Caribbean Adventures series. I'm in the, as I mentioned, CJ4, but this is version 12 of the CJ4, so they finally increased to a new major version number. So there's been a bunch of fixes, a bunch of little improvements. It's nothing overly major, but I will be pointing out a few of the major changes once we get there. Alright, so let's go ahead and we will get the passengers briefed, and while the passengers are being briefed, we're going to get ready to take off. We're going to taxi down out to runway 4 today, I believe. Yes, runway 4 here in St. Vincent, and we'll be taking off. So let us take off. Let's do take off long.
May I have your attention,
taxi slowly.
please? Welcome aboard the Citation CJ4 aircraft. Your flight crew will make every effort to make your trip a pleasant one. At this time, please refer to the passenger briefing information. Smoking is prohibited aboard this aircraft while the no smoking lights are illuminated, and prohibited in the lavatory at all times. Aviation regulations require passenger compliance with lighted no smoking and seatbelt signs, placards, as well as flight crew instructions. For taxi, takeoff, and landing, please ensure that your lap belt and shoulder harness are fastened and all portable electronic devices are turned off. Tables, luggage, and loose articles must be stowed and secured. Seats must be in the upright and outboard position, and your headrest extended per instructions located near your seat. To fasten your lap belt, place the flat metal end into the buckle. Pull on the lap belt strap to tighten the lap belt. To fasten the shoulder harness, pull the shoulder harness strap across and in front of you, and hook the metal end on the stud located on your lap belt. To release your lap belt, depress the latch release on the top portion of the buckle. To release the shoulder harness, unhook the metal end from the stud. Because of the possibility of unexpected turbulence, please keep your lap belt securely fastened about you at all times while in your seat. In the event of cabin depressurization, oxygen masks will automatically drop from overhead compartment. Locate the nearest mask, pull the mask down to the full length of the tubing, and place it over your nose and mouth. Adjust masks by pulling the elastic straps and breathe normally. Don your mask prior to assisting others with their masks. An emergency exit is located at the right side of the aft cabin. To open the emergency exit, remove the plastic panel covering the release handle. Turn the handle in the clockwise direction. Pull the top of the emergency exit inward, lifting the base out of the opening and into the cabin. Discard the emergency exit overboard. Exit the cabin by stepping through the opening onto the wing and continue forward off the wing. The main entry door, which you use to enter the aircraft, may also be used as an emergency exit. To open the main entry door, first, push in on the inner paddle located above the inner handle. Second, pull down on the inner handle approximately 90 degrees. Push the door open and lower the stairs to exit the aircraft. Life vest locations are placarded near your seat. To don the life vest, tear open the storage bag and remove the vest. Place the life vest over your head. Wrap the strap around your waist, buckle, and tighten the strap. For children, wrap the belt around a leg, buckle, and tighten the strap. Inflate the life vest after exiting the plane by pulling downward on both red tabs. If the life vest fails to inflate, blow into the manual inflation tubes attached to the vest. For information on the location and use of fire extinguishers, as well as other emergency or survival equipment, refer to your passenger briefing card or consult your flight crew. Thank you, and have a pleasant flight.
Alright, so it ended at the perfect time. We're just about to line up for takeoff now. Alright, let's go. Alright, we're going to turn the yaw damper on autopilot. We're going to flight level change mode. Alright, so I'm seeing this weird issue that I saw before where toggling nav does nothing, or turning on nav does nothing, so don't remember what I did last time to get out of that. Alright. Let's hope it's doing something now. Oh, still just catching the heading basically. I might try and see if I can change the nav source maybe. That did nothing. Oh no, that worked. Okay. Cool. So we are, as I said, on our way to San Juan, Puerto Rico today, and according to SimBrief, our flight time on the way. I'm just trying to pull it up now. Flight time on the way is 1 hour and 23 minutes. So we are heading to 24,000 feet, and once we reach FOF, we'll be climbing up to 36,000. Alright, so as I mentioned, we are in version 12 of the working title CJ4 mod, and let me just pull up the actual notes here just to see exactly what has changed. So from time to time, I tend to just head over to the working title MSFS mods GitHub just to see like what's going on there. And so in terms of changes, one of the major changes is that VNav climb is now working correctly. So apparently it was not working before, or at least wasn't working as expected. So they basically stated that the VNav climb is not a path, it simply provides protection for the pilot to not exceed an at or at below constraint in the departure procedure. So essentially the VNav just makes sure you don't go too low below your scheduled altitudes. So So there's a bunch of changes for the autopilot.
Altitude.
Yep. They enabled approach mode for ILS when tuned in the PFD, even when an approach is not loaded into the FMC, which is cool. Added custom vertical autopilot to manage the altitude capture and the hill modes. Added altitude capture for pitch mode. Added altitude capture for toggle mode. Alright. So we just hit 24,000, so I am just dropping back into cruise detent for now until we cross FAF, and then we will continue our climb to 36,000. Alright, so what else is going on? They added a pitch ref value to the FMA when in pitch mode. PFD barrel preset bug fixed when improper units will sometimes display. Alright. One of the other things inside here is if we go to the FMC and we go into flight plan, preference, takeoff. Now if you enter in the runway slope, it'll actually affect what is it? Yeah, it'll reflect the, I think it is these guys. Yeah, it'll reflect that. What else do we have going on here? So, someone by the name of Slip added in actually a lot of he added in a lot of little changes here. So added COM1 or 2 control page. I don't really know where that is. There we go. So now these pages have been added. That's pretty cool. You could set presets here, so that you could just punch them in as needed. That is pretty cool. I like that. Let's see. Added an ADF control page. Awesome. And change behavior of the LSK1L, so I'm guessing this button, to enable tune 1 or 2 pages. Tune 1-2 page access while in nav 1-2 control menu. Alright. Enable ADC control page from dispatch. Alright. And so this Slip person, I really, they worked their butt off. So also the MFD, like this guy has been changed. The Rosark display to better reflect the real aircraft, and they've improved the map terrain mask, so that was also another Slip change. Improved minimum wind vector and speed display. Awesome. What else? Added the ability for the FMS text VNav window to display climb data even when no descent or arrival is picked. and also to show arrival top of descent data after climb constraints have passed. Just gonna watch my speed real quick. What else? So for VNAV, adjusted VNAV FMS text window to display descent data. Oh, did we read that already? As soon as the last departure constraint is passed, I read that already. And change behavior of path smoothing to cause the first descent segment to always be at the requested VPA in the VNAV descent setup page. Okay. Alright, so then as far as the flight model was concerned, they adjusted idle thrust and they adjusted the 70% thrust error in the thrust table. And the last thing is they adjusted the behavior of the panel light knob to replicate the function of the knob in real life. So full on is day setting, and this is the only setting to get daytime shots. So that's the day setting right there. If you notice, and you move it all the way up, like all the lights shut off. So let's go into the chart page. Okay, so select that. Alright, okay. Awesome, okay. Cool. Alright. I was wondering how we switch between day and night charts, because I actually had no idea. So yeah, man. So there's been just a bunch of little changes that have gone on. Shout out to the working talent. They are always improving. This month, and this is why this has quickly become one of my favorites. It's not just because of ease of use, but also because it's just constantly being updated. So one thing that I want to mention is that if you really want to know like what's going to be upcoming in the CJ4, the best thing to do is to come to the GitHub page and let me just come back. Alright, so let's go back one more actually. So yeah, come to the GitHub page for the CJ4 and go to pull requests, okay? So if you guys don't know what pull requests are, these are basically changes that people have worked on that are on a separate branch from the main code. So this is basically where people put in their fixes and changes and blah blah blah, okay? So as you can see, if you look inside here, somebody's working on some UI checklists. This is going to be pretty good for somebody who's new to the aircraft. What else? Here's an update to the G3000 or the Garmin system. This is a pre-release for 12.1. And all pull requests are is basically it allows the main dev to just kind of look at the code, make sure everything is working all right, test it out, suggest changes to the code, and you come in and you can see like kind of discussion around it. This is a bad one. Yeah, if you come inside here, you can see there's a lot of discussion around this change, and it's just to help improve things. So as I said, come inside here, come to the pull request page, and just get a peek at what's being worked on. Because if these pull requests get approved, they're going to be in the new aircraft. So, good stuff. Alright, so we have actually crossed over the 5th waypoint, so I'm going to dial in 36,000. And go back into cruise. Oh, sorry, climb. And then I'll do flight level change again. Alright, so now we've started our cruise up to 36,000. Alright, so when we come back, we will be starting our descent into Havana. As I said, it's not really much going on for this flight. It's fairly short, but I really just wanted to kind of give St. Vincent a shout out, and also just talk about the changes that have been happening for this crew. Big shout out to the working title team as always. You guys are doing an awesome job. And I'm looking forward to more changes that are coming to this aircraft. Like, I know that they're planning on doing stuff like working on the doors, so being able to have movable doors, that sort of thing. Like, I'm excited to see what else is coming to this tiny little aircraft. Okay. In the meantime, I'm gonna go and take a quick break, and we're gonna come back. We'll be descending into San Juan. So, talk to you guys then. Alright, and welcome back everyone. We have started our descent into San Juan. So we haven't configured all of everything that we need to do for our approach. So let's go ahead and let's get all of that. Let's discuss it. Let's get it tuned in, and we shall go from there. So, in good old Navigra, we're going to bring up the charts for the approach that we'll be taking into Louis Moniz Marin International in San Juan, which will be the ILS 08 approach, which is this guy here. So this is the approach plate. So right now our flight plan has us heading towards this western waypoint, and that is the initial approach fix into the ILS 08 approach. So we're gonna go and plug this in now. The ILS frequency for this approach is 110.3, as you can see right here, and as well we'll plug in the minimums and all that good stuff. So let's head back up to the cockpit now. Let's see where we are in our descent. We are doing about 1,200 feet per minute. Just going for a 3-degree descent into San Juan. So we are going to go to our FMS, and we will tune 110.3. I like to plug them into nav 1 and nav 2. Let's go back. I can do previous. Okay. Alright. And also make sure that these are set to auto. This is definitely changed. Normally all of this would be on that initial tuning screen. This will also be auto. Oh, wait, that was already on auto. Okay, both on auto now. Cool. Oh wait, this is all nav 1. Okay, so you have, man, a bunch of presets that you can use. So that's pretty cool if you fly the same routes over and over again. So let's tune. Yeah, this is also 110.3. Put that in order. Good stuff. Alright, so I almost feel like there's something that I've forgotten and I have no idea what it is. I always forget to put this yoke in. It is a bit obtrusive. I understand why they remove it, but sometimes it's frustrating to not be able to just click somewhere to bring it back up. Right, these look like these have changed color as well. I don't remember these. I'll have to go back and look at my other video. I don't remember these being like a gray color. Alright, so yeah, we are doing a 3-degree descent. This has actually brought our vertical speed to like 1,000 feet per minute, which is pretty slow. We still have 26,000 feet to go. Well, I guess we're getting to 3,000, so 22,000 feet. We're getting 6,000, aren't we? So that is 18,000 feet based on where we are now. So it means it's going to take us about 18 minutes to get to that first altitude. Alright, so the other thing we could do is we could just check the weather in San Juan. And it is a beautiful day in San Juan. Winds are out of the south-ish. So they're coming from 070 at 10 knots. Visibility is more than 10 miles. Temperature is 24.4 degrees C, 76 degrees Fahrenheit. The altimeter is 30.05 or 1.08. So, yeah, it's a great day in San Juan. Temperature's nice. So, I remember what I wanted to do. Okay, so what we can also do is go to the refs menu and actually you can go to performance, approach, and if you put in this information right now. So the wind's out of 070 at 10 knots. And the outside air temperature and we're looking at 3005 is the altimeter. Which will give us a V approach speed of about 110 knots. VREF 102, so probably do about 112. normally do veer plus 5 or plus 10, so that's cool. So we'll send that. Okay, they're set now. Let's see. What we'll also do is we'll set our barrow. So our minimums in San Juan are what? $311. So 311 feet is our minimum. And so that means we will change this to, then it goes up in 10, so let's do 310 feet. Well, let's stay above it. 320 feet will be our minimums. Okay, so that's set. Let's see, the transition altitude in San Juan is 18,000. So when we cross 18,000, we'll go ahead and just switch over to the correct altimeter setting. But yeah, man, as I mentioned before with St. Vincent, man, it's crazy what's happening there, and I feel sad because I actually grew up on an island myself. So I've said it multiple times here if you've seen my other videos. I grew up in Bermuda, and I could imagine if Bermuda was to have to deal with an active volcano. Now I don't know if this is normal for that volcano to be active, but in Bermuda, if you have to deal with an active volcano, that would basically wipe Bermuda off the map. So they've said lots of times the odds of something like that actually happening in Bermuda are pretty slim. But for a lot of islands, especially in the Caribbean, they're essentially the island that we see and that we know are essentially the tops of volcanoes that are, for the most part, are dormant. But in some cases, like in St. Vincent, they're still active. So keeping our fingers crossed. I know a good friend of mine, a very good friend of mine, his parents are from St. Vincent, so he's getting regular updates about what's happening over there. But we're really hoping for no loss of life or anything crazy like that, because just it's not a good look, you know. So I'm hoping everything goes all right. All right, I'm going to zoom in on our map here a little bit. There we go. So our approach is basically going to be like a U approach. We are going to actually, we're about to make the right turn now. We are within 1 nautical mile of Navy. So yeah, we're going to make the right turn. Should be happening now. Awesome. And then we're going to be heading 2 waypoints over. The second waypoint will have us heading to make the base turn towards the runway. Alright, and we've actually crossed 18,000 feet now, so I've adjusted my barometer 3002, which I think is what we put in for our approach performance. As I said before, I really love island flying. I love flying in the Caribbean. Just the only thing is there's just not much to see while you're in the air. So, but I love that feeling of landing over water, and seeing those water masks, which aren't everywhere, but for some places like the Bahamas, for instance, they are showing up. But yeah, if you've been following my on-air series, you know that I'm currently in the King Air, and I'm doing a North America tour. So I believe we are in, I don't remember now. I think it's in Oregon, maybe. Don't quote me on that. But we're on the west coast of the United States for sure, or near the west coast. So I'm looking forward to ending that mission, or that tour. I think by that point we should have enough cheddar built up to rent something. Well, sorry, to buy something pretty substantial. So this is pretty cool. Our Ghost ILS is already showing up, which is interesting. We're pretty much over San Juan now. Oh, sorry, we're over Puerto Rico. So one thing is I've gotten very used to flying this aircraft now, so I really feel comfortable in it. Maybe we'll start trying out some pilot to ATC flights in the CJ4. I've also been playing around with the CRJ. We did a flight recently that's up on the channel now. It was weird. I was kind of expecting more views in that video, but we did not get them. I also realized that the sound is turned down a lot, so I'm just going to bring that back up. Actually, let's bring it back up all the way. I normally have the sound turned down, just so, especially when I'm not recording, just so I could kind of look at something else. All right. So Puerto Rico is huge. If anybody knows anything about Puerto Rico, this is one of those gateway countries. Definitely a gateway country into the Caribbean. This is popular stop for cruise ships. In fact, this is a popular start for cruises. So a lot of times we're flying into San Juan and hopping on a boat, a cruise ship. I know right now there's a lot of people that are wary about taking cruise ships. I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. I really enjoyed the first and only cruise I've been on, so I want to take another one. Alright, we're at 13,000 feet now. And we're heading to Recua. bring up the legs. Alright, so we've set our first one for 6,000 feet. Then once we reach 6,000, we will set the altitude for 2,400 for VNAV, and at that height, we should be able to capture the glide slope. We'll be really close to the airport at that point, so I may just choose to fly it in visually. We'll see how I feel. I think once you cross 10,000 feet, obviously the landing lights are going to come on, and then I'll also be making the announcements to the passengers that we'll be landing soon. So we're getting real close to that. So I'll turn on the pulse lights. Alright, so we've crossed through 10,000 feet now. And starting to see some interesting sights. I'm going to do that passenger briefing.
May I have your attention, please? We will be landing shortly. Please turn off all portable electronic devices, stow tables, secure luggage, and loose articles. Return your seat to the upright and outboard position. Extend your headrest and fasten your lap belt and shoulder harness. After landing, please remain in your seat with your lap belt and shoulder harness securely fastened until the aircraft has come to a complete stop in the parking area. Thank you.
Alright, so announcement's done. Alright, looks a little mountainous. My apologies for being kind of quiet as well. I'm starting to get a little tired. So just looking forward to landing this guy soon. If you also look at the map, we'll be landing on runway 8. So yeah, pretty much make a right turn off, find somewhere to park around here somewhere. So we're gonna get the 1,000 foot warning soon.
Altitude.
When we turn perpendicular to the runway, I'll activate I'll change the nav source to nav 1, and then we'll shoot the ILS approach. So that's captured. Okay, so this is unexpected. We're getting a little rain. Sounds that way. I was just hearing it. Alright, so we're already like well below flaps 15 speed, so just gonna put on fresh nitro flaps in. And we're now making the right turn. So we're on the base now for landing. Look at that. It's definitely rain here. That's weird because the weather does not call for rain at all. I'm gonna switch our nav source. Loc 1. Sorry about that. As we know, San Juan is a bustling city. My family has been there. I have not. And we'll go flaps 35.
Landing gear. Altitude. Landing gear. Landing gear. Landing gear.
Gear down. In the arm approach mode. I forgot to take a screenshot, yo. There we go. Looks like pretty high, so I'm going to disable the
Autopilot.
and your damper can go off as well. And we're going to do the good old dive to the runway. Look at that beautiful city on our left hand side. Wow. San Juan looks amazing. And my video card's kind of struggling now. This is why I tell people 1660 Ti is a decent card, but I don't know, it's kind of iffy. Like, it's not like in these, it's not like in this area at all. Alright, so we are lined up on approach.
Minimums.
We will continue. Back on glide slope. We are good to go, folks. Just hope for a smooth landing. Cut the throttles. Overflared. We are down. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to San Juan, Puerto Rico, where there's an abundance of trees all over the airport for some reason. We'll pull our flaps up. Oh yeah, there's a lot of bad weather in the area. Just gonna cut the landing lights off. I think I forgot to turn the strobes on, but it's alright. So this airport is a little much for my video card. As you can see, there's a lot of stutters going on. But regardless, we arrived here safe and sound, so no complaints from me. Alright, so just gonna pull up to this building and door-to-door service by the U.S. Air Force. Alright, park and brake on. Get rid of flight director. Pizza heat off. Now we can cut these engines. Avionics off. Alright, and that's it, folks. So I'm your boy Fly Island Guy. Hope you guys enjoyed the flight, because I had lots of fun. As I said, keep St. Vincent in your prayers, and let's just hope that everything goes well over there, because it's rough, man. It's rough. I'm loving his livery, by the way. There's a bunch of, actually I'm not even sure where I got them from. I think it was one of those mega livery packs, but it's got a bunch of liveries for the CRJ. So I decided to use this Air Force One today. I used the same one on the Deadliest Flight video as well. But yeah, glad everything went alright. Alright, so that's it from me, you guys. I'll be back with a new video sometime soon, and I appreciate everything. Thank you for the support for those who have subscribed, and for those who have not, please subscribe. It would be great. And I'll catch you in the next video, alright? It's your boy Fly Island Guy. Stay fly. Peace.